Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it looks right.
Is this thing on? Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, tournament. I didn't prepare anything. Yeah, right.
Welcome to the Death's Door glitch tournament. We have come very prepared, as you can see. We've got LusTher and wijo in our first race of the tournament today.
Doesn't even say your name on the couch. I'm
just a voice. I don't have any corporeal form.
So hello, I'm Spread, and I've got Evergloomy with me, commentating. So runners LusTher and wijo are there as well. Want to say hi?
Hello.
So we're good to go, I think. Right, hop right into. Are you ready? One click away from starting the run.
Yep.
Then we start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, and we're off. Okay, well, wijo getting a little bit of a head start, but since we'll be looking at end times, it's totally okay. It won't affect the end results. But yeah, this is our first race of the tournament, LusTher versus wijo. Pretty exciting stuff. I think that they'll be running slightly different routes as well, which is exciting. I think that wijo is going for the slightly newer route. I believe he'll be trying to implement lockstone skip. I might be wrong, but I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, both runners will be coming up to the first big trick of the run, which is earlier over 1. Pretty much the common start in every single glitch category, just because it lets you get so much so early on. Getting to the first Avarice lets you death warp to Ceramic Manor, which is a key location for us since it gives us very quick access to the Rogue Daggers, which will be our primary movement tool throughout the run, and also lets us get Mana Door so we can come back later so that we can get to Furnace and Grandma a bit quicker. So pretty good. It's wijo making this trick look simple for the first railing. Second railing, having a little bit of trouble. This is a really difficult trick to do even at all, especially consistently. This second railing is particularly difficult to get the rock onto. LusTher making it past the first railing, very nice. And wijo has stuck the landing on the second railing.
Also, not dropping off from the railing.
Yes, that's always good. That's harder than it looks, for sure. wijo going for the fast death warp here as well, which saves around 12 seconds, I believe. If you get it, which he does, it looks like. Yep, that looks good. So that's a nice chunky bit of time save there. And LusTher making it past the second railing as well. Very nice. And we'll also be going for the fast death warp. You love to see it. We love the fast death warp. And it's interesting to see the different setups that the two runners are using. This trick is, everyone seems to have their own way of doing it. There's not really like one best way yet that we've found. So it's really whatever you're most comfortable with. There's just so many variables in this one trick that we haven't found a way to control them all and have like a best setup. And oh no, wijo getting screwed over by the railing there. That's always sad when that happens. Unfortunately, it's very hard to avoid that. If you run this category for any length of time, you'll definitely run into that. Hopefully, yeah, it makes it past the second time, so all okay. we go. That looks like wijo will now be entering the Ava 1 fight. Very nice. So that's now out of the way for wijo, which is good. That's definitely going to be a relief. That is a difficult trick to do at all, let alone live in a no reset tournament. That is always tricky, always nerve-wracking. And LusTher might be following suit soon. Okay, didn't softlock there, that's good. I was worried there, but we're okay.
Now the behavior is completely different because he has good rolls resetting for that.
Yeah, that is an annoying thing. If you're used to bad rolls, good rolls can be really difficult, and vice versa. It's, again, one of those preference things. I think you prefer good rolls, is that right, Spread?
Yes, I have learned it with good rolls and got used to it pretty fast.
Yeah,
but right now I'm kind of switching.
That's fair. I did the same. I started with good rolls, and when I started trying to implement the rock on the second railing, I really couldn't do it with good rolls. Tried it with bad rolls and got it a lot more consistently. So had to then learn how to do that for the first railing.
Yeah, I tried it with the debug tool, and the behavior with the debug tool is completely different if you have bad rolls for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a weird one, for sure. And wijo getting a pretty good fight. A nice exit time here. Oh no. Is it still gonna reset again? Yeah. Oh, that's rough. There is a alternative method. You don't have to do a rock here. You can do an arc off of the bookshelves. It's I wouldn't say it's necessarily easier. It's still pretty precise, but there's a lot less risk of voiding out or soft locking involved with it. So that could be preferential for some.
Yeah, it looks like LusTher is a little bit rusty. He said he didn't practice at all.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, but
yes, these precise tricks where you need a tight timing. I think it's always hard if you're a little bit rusty.
For sure, yeah. So much of it is in muscle memory. There's not really any good visual cues or anything that we've got for these tricks, so it really does come down to muscle memory. And if you haven't done it in a while, it's really hard. Oh, that was so close. Done. Come on, LusTher, you can do it. You got this. Okay, wijo has got the daggers, making his way to DFS. Fun fact, in a recent run I did, I ran out of mana while destroying the 2 pots in mana, and didn't have any mana coming into Grove, so I had to do the tutorial normally. Hadn't done that in a long time. That is something that you kind of do need to look out for with the route that wijo's doing, since you don't do save quits after picking up daggers. Your mana, the amount of mana that you need to use can be an issue in certain places, so it doesn't look like wijo had a problem with it there, which is good, but it's something to be more wary of if you're going for these glide strats. And I have just seen LusTher has made it into Ava 1. Very nice. It's a very nice zoomy movement there from wijo. It's always nice to see clean zoomy movement like this, and wijo is very good at zoomies as well. Getting some very fast pauses here. And interested to see what strat he is going to go for here to get to the slope cleft spot. Looks like he might be doing regular arena / guardian skip.
Yeah, he's always preferring the so-called harder strats in my opinion, where you have to arc a lot and move over some invisible collision.
Yeah, definitely. This is yeah, arena skip can be pretty tricky. And LusTher finishing up Ava 1, very nice. So wijo's coming up to a very specific slope here. There's only, I think, 2, maybe 3, we're not sure, but spots in the game like this where a void out plane intersects with a slope that you can stand on. It's a very niche condition, but here is one of them, and with it you can perform what wijo's doing here, which is a slope glide. The new movement tech, and we're just going to be trying to use that in a very new skip. I think it was like 4 days ago or something. Something very recent here. Never been done in a live setting, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, he gets the first glide transfer. So he's initiated a glide in Lost Cemetery and is now carrying it through scene transitions in an attempt to bring it into Lockstone so that he can skip it. And the movement here is really weird because you have a slope glide, which just really messes with the behavior of your zoomies as you're moving around. You kind of don't go in the direction that you kind of press or in the direction of your cursor, since the slope influences your exact direction. And oh, wijo choosing to get the door for safety, I assume, and then go back and
I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I think he lost the glide when he moved through the transition.
Oh right, yeah. Gosh, that's tough. Yeah, so that's kind of the big thing about this skip is or this trick is transferring the glide through the transitions. Not only is moving in a glide kind of weird, but you have to transfer it through scene transitions, which involves doing some pre-buffered and buffered actions so that you continue performing grounded actions while the transition fade out is occurring, meaning that you never technically stop performing grounded actions. So when you come out of the other side of the transition, the glide is still happening. But it requires some reasonably precise positioning, since you want to be as close to the scene transition as possible without touching it, so that you give yourself more time to for the buffered actions to occur. It just gives you more lenience, but I think that one at Sailor, the Sailor Cave to Sailor transition is particularly difficult. The slope glide angle that you have just really doesn't want you getting close to that scene transition. And here's the big difference in the route that we're going to see. Looks like LusTher is going for good old daggers, 1 dex, Ava 3, getting the zoomie, very nice, first try. Gets the good rolls.
A nice one.
First try.
I don't nail that if I'm rusty.
Yeah, no, rust what? I don't believe it. That was clean. Very nice. Yeah, doing it with the arc there instead of the Zark. I think people have their preferences with that. I personally find the arc to be a little easier for that trick. But I know that
yeah, I usually use the Zark. It doesn't change anything in distance wise, because you're not using your the zoomie component at all. for me, it just helps me to get the correct timing and to know if I can adjust mid-air because I pause mid-air.
Yeah, that's true. That is helpful. Wijo unfortunately losing the sled glide again. This time on the transition into Sailor Cave. And yeah, these unrestricted strats are pretty cool. Hugely biased, of course, but they are pretty cool. And we are seeing 2 different routes on display. So you're going to get to see a lot of old, a lot of new strats, a lot of different strats. Let's see if LusTher can get it. Again. Ah, yeah, no, this guy's not rusty.
No, not at all.
This guy's not rusty, he's lying. Look at him go. Very nice. Entering the Ava 3 fight now. Yeah, Wijo really going for Lockstone Skip. It would be cool to see it. It would be cool to get it here. I think one of the things he said was he's determined to get it in every single race he does. So, I think we'll see him keep going until he gets it. Ooh, that was... I don't think that one worked. Yeah, no. He knows it. That's a shame. Yeah, that transition is really, really tough to maintain it through. Just taking an early death in Ava 3, not too bad during wave 1. That's a particularly tricky Ava 3 in this route that LusTher's doing is done a 0 strength, which is really tough. I think that Wijo's route will do it at 2 strength, I believe. We'll see. But yeah, 0 strength Ava 3 is really no joke.
Yeah, these grunts can be a pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Their behavior is just so unpredictable, irritating.
Gets hit by the torch lighting.
Classic. It had to happen. I think that was on all of our bingo cards. This wave 2 is also pretty hard. There's so many projectiles to kind of dodge around, and the boomers have so much health as well. At 0 strength, they take such a long time to die. Oh, no.
And now with glide strats, it's another component. You have to remember to switch to the high FPS at the point. Yeah, otherwise, what's the name of the enemy again? The last enemy, the last wave.
I think we call them Smo. Yeah.
Yeah, they just kill you.
Yeah, they are fighting them at. I think it's anything lower than 60. I think is just impossible to be distracting.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly what the threshold is, but the lower the frame rate, the more difficult it is. They just have like aim assist at low frame rate. It's rough. Wijo coming up to the transition. He's rolling into the corner and setting up a century buffer, then releasing some heavy attacks to get slightly closer to the scene transition before he does the full glide transfer, and he does get it right. That's really good. Oh, taking a little trip to say hi to Jefferson. It's only polite, you know, you gotta do it. He does so much for us.
Good old soup.
Exactly. The soup is perhaps my favorite outcome of all these glide shenanigans. Is the need for soup in certain categories now. Pretty good. Here we go. LusTher finishing up Ava 3, and here we go. We might be seeing Lockstone skip. We just transferred the glide into Lockstone. He's now going to glide up the wall to gain some height before then a bit more height. I'm not sure if he was going for the orb there, but Looks like he kind of missed the angle. It's pretty tough getting that, but he is now at Lockstone exit, so he's going to transfer the glide again into camp so that he can skip camp height, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Dino switches at 30 FPS, I believe. So he's now descending on this wall here to lose a bunch of height so that he can then... that adjusts his height enough, since as he travels towards the camp exit here, he's going to be constantly gaining height because of the angle of his slip glide. So he needed to adjust by moving downwards, so that when he gets to the camp's exit, he is more or less level with it, rather than very high above it. So without adjusting like that, you end up way high above the exit here. But he's made it into the room. Looks like he's still a little too high. It looks like he's in the room, but there is he was slightly too high. I think he's in the room properly now. Yeah. Oh no, that's a shame. Not the end of the world. There's other strats for
Yeah, he got Lockstone skip. That's the important part.
Yeah, Lockstone has been skipped. That is a over 3-minute section, just completely skipped, which is pretty cool. And yeah, losing the glide there, not the end of the world, since you can just reinitiate it in watchtowers, and there are some slightly different strats you can use here that work just fine. So, oh no, the glide fails. Oh no. Okay, taking the heal. That's wise. No deaths though, so still got glide potential, which is very good.
He mentioned he lost glide on that particular spot in practice as well.
He did, yeah. Yeah, we're still figuring out a lot of the finer details of these things. It's still a very new glitch, a very new applications for it. But yeah, this is another thing actually that's very different about the two routes. Wijo going to Betty first, whereas LusTher is now on his way to Frog King. So they're in two completely different regions of the map. They could not be in more opposite areas, but that's just how the routes work out. And Wijo making it to Betty, now having to fight Betty with 0 strength, and LusTher will be going for Flooded Skip. Getting the menu walk there from the transition, very nice. And 0 strength Betty is really not a joke. Especially having 0 dex, actually, I think that's that also has an effect, since the damage rotations are just much tighter without the dex. So it can be pretty tough. But we're doing a good job here. Just as LusTher gets Flooded Skip, we'll now be going to fight Flooded Arena. LusTher also fighting this arena at 0 strength. There's a lot of 0 strength fighting in Glitched. This arena pretty difficult at 0 strength as well.
Yeah, at high strength it's more or less just an auto scroller, but at low strength you have to manage your inputs and can't insta kill most of the enemies.
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard to keep up with the wave spawning. I think it is technically possible to keep up with it at 0 strength, but it's really difficult. It's not practical to be expected by any means. I think you have to get pretty fortunate with that. That was close. Gosh, that was so close. Oh my god.
There we got it.
Oh, good grief. Good job. Clutching it out there.
And Wijo, no impatient crow. Shame on you.
Oh, well, that's disqualified, right? Surely. That's all right. There'll be more opportunity for Impatient Crow.
LusTher carrying it into frog fight.
There we go. He's making up for it. Yeah, so for anyone not aware, if you zoom into certain cutscenes, that happens. The crow kind of runs around in circles. It doesn't do anything. It's just quite amusing. Wijo now on his way to Ava 3, using the glide strat, which is yeah. A little different to what LusTher did. LusTher struggling to get this arc as well. This arc is hard. Managing to buffer the roll on that specific ledge, just something about it is really odd. Sometimes it's just doesn't buffer.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes it easier if you just stay away a little more from the edge.
Yeah. I didn't quite catch what if Wijo shot. I'm assuming from his soul count he did. But he should have 2 strength here, I believe, or at least 1.
I don't know his routing, orb routing, but Wijo usually prefers dex over strength.
Yeah, that's fair. It's one of those things that's quite hard to exactly time the difference, especially Dex. Like, you have to time a lot of sections to figure out where Dex is better than Strength. It remains to be seen, I suppose, but both definitely good options for sure. If you like the zoomies, then Dex is a good choice. LusTher making it out of bounds for the Frog King fight, very nice. And we'll now just attack his feet. Nothing he can do about it. Poor defenseless frog. I guess he can jump on it, but very, very telegraphed. So Wijo going for, looks like he's going to be going for the infinite hook strap to Central Hall of Doors, which is always fun to see. Oh, we're going for this version as well from the default position. That's slightly different from what a lot of us do. Oh no!
Why take the easy approach?
Yeah. Okay, it's going to glide back instead. That's a good play actually. That is going to preserve glide potential, which he will want to use in this next section. So that is going to be very important. And Frog King falling to the hands of LusTher. Very nice. Ah yes, so Wijo does go 1-1 there. Looks like he was 100 souls short there. I assume that was Lockstone soul, since he didn't quite get the angle to get it earlier. So missing out on strength 2, but shouldn't be too bad. I'm not sure if Wijo goes to Grandma or Frog King at this point. Looks like Frog King, actually, based on this pathing. And does LusTher do Impatient Crow? No! What's going on? What is this? Call it off, call it off. I assume it's because coming out of the transition after you get splattered in front of Chandler, you're kind of awkwardly behind a desk, so actually being in Azumi, having done Impatient Crow, can be kind of annoying. So I guess it technically is optimal to not do it here, but where's the fun in that? Come on. So here's a cool use of glide. This is going to be a very fast ruins.
I love to see
Camera
it.
hasn't quite caught up. Here he is. Oh, look at that. Doesn't spend a moment in bounds. Very cool. And there we go. That is Ruins and Mushroom Dungeon. Just done. We do save quitting.
Yeah, I think he wants to restore health.
Heal. Yeah, that's wise actually. You get a hard save there, so that's smart. Yeah. You don't need glide potential for this flooded. I don't think it's terribly useful. Flooded is just such a you start so low down and it's so flat that there's not really any easy elevation to make use of glide from.
Yeah, and with infinite hook strats, you can make up so much.
Yeah, that's true. It's very hard to beat the infinite hook strats, for sure.
Who is leading? That's a good question.
I have no idea. It's so hard to tell. I mean, they've both killed one boss, and they are both in the areas leading up to the next one. LusTher does have Lockstone to do, which is a fairly lengthy section, but...
Yeah, and I think he won't do the glide strats at Watchtowers, and the arena fight takes a little bit of time. So maybe wijo's still a little bit ahead.
wijo also going for full flooded skip, that skips the arena as well. Which is I think, an almost pixel perfect lineup.
It depends on your resolution. If you
yes,
if you go by what is 180p, it's pixel perfect, I think. If you have VHQD or whatever it's called, it's 2 pixels or something. And there's one that might work or might just not.
Oh gosh. Well, either way, wijo gets it, which is very good. That's a nice bit of time save in Flooded, just skipping the whole thing. It's crazy kind of Flooded's history and how fast it is now. I think like the fastest times are kind of mid 40 seconds, which is just wild. Considering we used to just have to go through it normally.
And going with menu walk into a frog fight speeds it up a little bit. Its jumping is sped up, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so the it's quite funny. The slowdown that usually happens after you hit Frog King doesn't occur if you have menu walk for some reason. I assume it's some timescale shenanigans. But so that saves a bit of time on its own. And then since you can unpause from the arc that you do, you also remove the /end lag, which is not bad. That's a nice, like, maybe second and a half time save. Just from removing that, you can get moving a little bit quicker.
But only if you get the menu walk first try in the transition. Absolutely.
It's definitely not worth fishing for. Like, you can take a few attempts at like flooded skip, since it saves so much time. It's worth taking the time to make sure you get it. But with this Frog King strat, go for it. If you get it, great. If you don't, it's all right. It's not worth fishing for. And LusTher coming up to maybe camp skip, looks like it. Unless he just wants a soul orb, I guess we'll see. Oh, never mind. Okay. Cool, glide. Yeah, camp skip with glide. Good fun.
Yeah, but he dropped it.
Slightly too low. A nice Frog King fight from wijo there, and oh no.
He could just go left and go from there.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Go
Now I
around-
lost
go
glide
around the-
potential, which is really costly at watchtowers.
Yeah, gosh, I don't think it's not really a good way to get it back. You go and get a crow soul, but it's either that or soup. But both of those are gonna be pretty difficult.
Also, the walk up there is pretty long. I wouldn't go for camp skip if I just had 1 health left.
For sure, yeah. Wijo doing basement clip as well. There's various different setups for this, depending on. It looks like he did the dino setup, maybe. I think it was the dino setup, and now he's going for his setup, which is the rolls. Lots of different ways to do this. Even
Yeah,
more
depending
your
on
dex.
yeah, what decks you have.
Yeah. But you need to position in a pretty precise spot on the stairs so that you can hook shot that pot. But you need to be low enough on the stairs that you get pulled beneath the ground so you can clip out of bounds. Where it's not even over that yet, you need to buffer an attack and a roll so that you can make it into the room at the bottom, since just clipping will cause you to fall straight into the void. Yeah, so not quite low enough on the stairs there, or maybe attacked too early. That can also happen if you buffer the attack too early. Sometimes you just don't go through the floor. That's particularly problematic if you have hook slash, but I think it still can happen if you have if you don't have it. And yeah, maybe roll state affects it. I'm really not sure. Yes, Bacon. We did get to see Lockstone skip. So we will get to see good old watchtowers with middle route. And yes, this is LusTher's setup, I believe. What was that? Did he cam lock instead of? Oh, I was expecting a spell stance, but that looks like a cam lock. I guess maybe he's doing it so he can see a slightly further away visual cue. Either way, no matter what you do, middle route is hard.
Yeah.
It's like even if you do all of the kind of safety things like spell stance, roll pre-buffer, it's still tricky even then. It's just quite tight timing. So that's the spell stance strat that he did there. That prevents the down slash from. Oh no. It's alright, you can go around this way.
Yeah, but this arc is not easy.
No, definitely not. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Oh, cool little screen though.
Yeah, that's one of the animations that will be the payout for the winner.
Oh, sick.
Made by, I think its name is Tosku or something like that. I don't know. I definitely butchered that name. But he made 2 animations, and these will be the prizes.
Oh, amazing! Wow, I should have entered the tournament. Darn.
Yeah, why didn't you join? Was there any particular reason?
I've had terrible internet recently. I got a new internet provider literally yesterday. But I would not have been capable of streaming before.
That's completely fine.
Yeah. And hey, commentary's pretty fun. I don't have to deal with the stress of a race. It's stressful, you know, like there can be a lot of stress and anxiety.
Yeah, I'm really happy you're here.
Having to do like no resets in a live setting is just it's really hard. I remember last year I found it really challenging. Like just not being able to reset and having an audience can just be quite stressful. So wijo going for pop up here, which is a strat, for sure.
Yeah, LusTher having a really hard time in Ice Arena.
Yeah, this is not an easy arena at all. Wijo does get pop up now. Just gotta do one final arc. There we go. Very nice. I didn't quite catch whether he did gliding basements or not. I'm not sure. I missed that, but either way, he has not broken arc, so can arc that gap. You can zoom me over that gap. It's pretty tight, so I wouldn't hugely recommend it. But if you're doing glide basement, it's definitely optimal. It's more optimal if you've not got broken arcs. Just do the arc. It's much more consistent and easier, but if not, then it might be worth going for the zoomy if you've got glide.
Yeah, if you got glide, it's definitely worth going for Time Stance Grandma.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's surprisingly not much faster. The self damage that Grandma does to these pots that she's throwing like that, and also the deflect damage you get, really adds up. And doing this like pseudo time stop doesn't have any of that, so it's not much faster. It is still faster. It's about 5 seconds faster, and is much easier to optimize than
yeah, it's definitely much faster for me because I never managed to optimize that fight at all.
That is totally fair. It's a much easier way of doing things, and we're also using the keyboard override strats there. A cool little well, it is possible on controller, but not very practical, where you can deflect a projectile, but if you hold a different direction on the keyboard, it will redirect towards the direction you were holding the keyboard, so you can deflect a projectile that's behind you, if that makes sense. So doing that, it's particularly helpful in the grandma fight. It allows you to get deflects without compromising your position. We might see that also in the Crow fight. It's very helpful there. Yeah, pretty nice grandma fight. Having a bit of a nicer time with Ice Arena this time. Still at full health, which is good. Going into I forget how many waves there are in Ice Arena. It's been such a long time.
It's the third one, I think.
Okay, cool.
And there are 4. Or it's the second to last wave
Okay.
he's on right now.
So wijo is doing the he's got glide, so we'll be doing arena / guardian skip with glide here. And let's say you got this. You're always at 1 health at this point. No.
That hurts.
Done. Yeah. Those hammer bros are no joke at all.
I'm so happy you found glide and I don't have to do this anymore.
It definitely has made things a little more approachable, I think. For sure. There's still a lot of risk involved with glide. Like glides can randomly fail, and there are some spots where actually saving time with glide can be pretty difficult. But yeah, stuff like watchtowers is you definitely want glide for watchtowers now. The difference is night and day between glide and no glide.
Yeah. And even if you drop it sometimes, at watchtowers you can just grab the door, refill your health and do it again.
Yeah, that is a very nice safety net to have. Oh no, darn, that left side. I do not miss that left side arc. For as hard as middle route is, left side is just so punishing. If you mess it up.
Yeah, all these soft locks really go to your head.
Yeah, definitely. but it does mean we get to see even more watchtowers. You know, we didn't get to see much of wijo, so he's just giving us the tour. You know.
It is still the area with the best music, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, the soundtrack to Watchtowers is beautiful. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a strat that Goliath does in low percent in Watchtowers where he sets up an angled slope glide, kind of quite far away from the start, but it misses the trigger for the music starting, and then when he starts his ascend with the slope glide, the music kicks in, and it's a beautiful moment.
Okay.
It's really cool.
I did watch that run, but I didn't notice that.
Oh, it's wonderful. So we've got the Grey Crow fight here for wijo. Down to 2 health. Started on 3 though. That's something important to remember. If you do glide to skip Arena and Guardian, you will be entering Grey Crow on 3 health, which does make the strat a little riskier. But going for long range deflects and a few arrows, pretty nice. The deflect damage is where most of your DPS is going to come from in Grey Crow, ideally. Lining up those beefy deflects here. Don't want to deflect too many projectiles at once, since otherwise Grey Crow will just iframe through them. They'll get hit by one and then just iframe the rest.
That's actually something I didn't know.
Yeah, there you go. You ideally want to stagger those, stagger the deflects a bit. Just stagger the murderlings so they don't all stack up on each other. So you'll just get one instance of damage instead, which is difficult. But yeah, wijo getting a nice fight there. And LusTher coming up to the final wave, Ice Arena. 3 health, that's good to see. There we go, first one down. Still 3 health. Let's go. Okay, so 3-2 going into Gauntlet. It's pretty nice. Having 2 decks makes the strats for dodging Lord of Doors attacks during Gauntlet pretty nice. Just that extra distance that you get from having higher decks.
Curious if he's crazy enough to go for any glide strats in Gauntlet.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think he's done some save quits, so I don't think he can if he wants to, but at least
Yes,
he got him.
that's right.
Yeah, Glide Gauntlet is it's a thing. You can do it. It is faster in isolation. But getting Glide there is just ends up being a net time loss, unfortunately. At least for now. LusTher getting Betty roll skip here. Very nice. Ooh, I saw that snowball. Gosh, that was close. You really have to pay attention to that step. That was a close one. Okay. Oh, are we seeing infinite hook strats from wijo?
Looks like it.
I didn't know. Okay, cool. I didn't know he'd learned this. This is exciting. Okay.
That first one doesn't even pay off that much.
Yeah, this one is a lot of the setup time for your position gets. I think it saves maybe 3 to 5 seconds depending on how quickly you do the setup. It's definitely one of the more optional ones.
But the second to last and the last one are really time safe, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely. Yeah, the last one's the biggest one. I believe it's room 4, room 3, room 1, room 2. In terms of time save. We didn't quite get menu walk to do it in the second room, which is fine. This is the least important one to get it. LusTher doing basement clip. Interested to see which setup he's using here. Save quitting, I guess, for roll state reasons. Ooh. I think the arrow. Yeah, there we go. Gets menu walk. Oh no, isn't it? Oh no, that's sad. Oh, done. Wasn't quite in the door's hitbox. That's alright, this room's pretty cool to do with zoomies. Hopefully we'll get it on the last room, that's the big one. LusTher having some trouble with basement clip. Oh no! That hurts.
He just didn't want to beat my PB.
It was yeah. There's the mercy death. Done. Yeah. Wijo dies the final fight. LusTher gets basement clip.
Yeah, he could have said I just tried LusTher script for 10 minutes and then beat your PB easily.
No, he's kinder than that. Gauntlet really is no joke. No matter what you do, Gauntlet is just always hard. It's always one of the hardest points of the run, if not the hardest, in certain routes. Hit that second anchor, which saves a bit of time, but it really, that's a particularly lenient one since you actually fire the eye hook into a wall and it just slides along the wall and it will eventually hit one of the two anchors as long as your angle's not too far off. So it's a very lenient one, which is quite nice. Be seeing good old traditional furnace skip. I love this skip. Nicely done, very clean.
Easy, as it was nothing.
Easy as that. Furnace skip easiest trick in the run. Oh my god. Wijo does get the third room eye hook as well, which is particularly fast.
There's something about furnace skip I think if I do it in practice it's no problem. If I do it in runs it's hell. I don't know if it's just the nerves or if it's something different if you do it in run or use debug or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a question I have. I'm always like, is it just easy because it's debug? I don't know. When you get to a run, it's like, oh man. Everything's different in a run. Wijo finishing up Gauntlet now. Doesn't get the final room, but I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunity to show that off later in later races.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. We don't use the standard tournament setting for just a knockout tournament. We're only 5 runners, so we switch to just everyone racing everybody else in just one single race, and then we'll eventually have a finale between the two with the most wins.
Be pretty hyped. Look forward to that.
Yeah, the knockout tournament 3 for just 5 runners sucks.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Wijo doing some camera to might as well. I mean, what else are you gonna do? So he's going for the standard quick kill. He's doing it with the animation one, which is amusing. Grandma dies on LusTher's end. Ah, that's sad. Gets the clip, but doesn't get the roll, so just falls into the void. Yeah, if that happens, your best bet is to just save quit and try again.
I was wondering, is there a way to get the fast death if you do it a second try? Where you don't see any rolls or don't have to wait for it for this phase we just saw.
Oh, the faster quick kill.
Yes.
On retry. I haven't actually tested it. That would be something good to look into. It might be quite difficult just because Lord of Doors pretty much always goes into a roll attack on retry as soon as you pass the trigger, which is which just isn't useful for the quicker kill. But yeah, ideally you want to bait out melee attacks. It is slightly slower to bait out roll attacks in general. Oh man, we're just struggling with this roll thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering why that happens. Is that the position is wrong, or is it the buffering?
I mean, it could be the buffering. I know there's been some talk lately about maybe it being FPS. I don't know what Wijo's current FPS is. I can't say I've seen any difference with different FPSs here, but there might be a difference. I've not tested it particularly at lower frame rates that you might use for glide. So.
There we got it.
Go. Very nice. And gets the roll. That looks good. And read the book. Books make you faster. And it's time for Wijo. GG's.
GG.
Very, very nice.
Hello.
Hello, Wijo.
Wijo.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was so stressful.
Well done for doing it. It was cool to see Lockstone skip. I think that's the first live Lockstone skip that's ever been done. Also, wasn't expecting you to do Infinite Hook Gauntlet, so that was exciting to see. Very hype.
Yeah, actually, today in practice was the first time I got like all of them in a row. That was like really fun.
Nice. Nice.
Didn't do it right there, but it was cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool strat. It's a pretty difficult way to end a run, but
Yeah,
it's really satisfying when it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, what was happening with the like glide transfers? Saw that they just weren't working for you.
So like the first couple of times I got like lag spikes, but then I figured I would just turn off recording on OBS, and that helped.
Okay.
And after that, I don't know, but like yeah, I think I just failed like one of them, like just mechanical error, because if your roll is like if your roll has progressed too far when the transition happens, it just won't work. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to kind of have different setups for each transition. You're totally right. That one going into Stranded Sailor is really annoying.
Yep.
That's the one that's definitely caused me the most issue as well. The glide just pulls you away from the loading zone. It really doesn't want you to be there.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that was actually done overall. It was just a couple of things that were a bit weird. Like for example, that LOD clip. Like I have never had it happen before, except today in practice and now here. It was fixed by, like, at first I was doing that 48 FPS, and that was seemingly catching it. It worked immediately after going to 144, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I guess we need to test it a bit further, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think other people have had similar experiences.
Yeah, I remember Dalino talking about it a lot at one point. I don't know.
Yeah. It's unfortunately making it that's a great career.
Yeah.
Difficult fight.
Yeah.
It's never great career. Any percent great career is just hard. It's so difficult.
Yeah, Greco, like if GC goes like well, then it's easy. But when something goes wrong, then it's like, oh my god, what is happening?
Yeah. Absolutely. And there's always the chance that murdering will spawn on top of you, which is never fun.
Hasn't happened to me yet, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good time. I'm also can clutch this out though. Those small crows that stop your loads as well, or something with it, they're I always forget about them, and then as soon as they're like binding me, I'm like, oh, these guys suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting the Grey Crow kill there.
Nice, nice. Just trying to navigate the stream.
Yeah, Grey Crow is probably the most RNG we have, I think, in the game. Just since he can just give you terrible attack patterns. The Murderlings spawn in random positions. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's on top of you, so there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an
It's
annoying
kind
fight.
of fun. Like, it's kind of fun in that it's kind of like running a roguelike, right? In that way, it's fun, but
yeah, the variance does make it kind of nice and interesting. I think from a viewing standpoint, it's always an exciting kind of moment.
yeah, exactly. Like, no matter how good you are, you could still die there. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, maybe next tournament we'll find Grey Crow skip. Yeah, that's gonna happen for sure. We'll find a Gauntlet Warp or something crazy.
yep. I mean, we can almost do like Gauntlet into the last section, but sadly the anchors aren't loaded.
I know, so sad.
the only area where that's the case.
That was the biggest disappointment when I got so excited when I thought about that. I was like, ah, never mind. That was.
Yeah, same. Like, I literally, like, I was there for a good while trying to make that happen because I thought they were loaded, but then I like looked at it and was like, oh, they aren't. Well, that's
Yeah, just fully damaged.
yeah.
Now this has had I mean, for someone that's not run the game like at all recently, he's done really well. Got 2 first try early F3s, didn't shuffle up to that, didn't get anything wrong. Really good.
Yeah, that's
pretty well overall. Just has struggled with, you know, the difficult parts of the line, as you might expect. Like watch time and all of that.
Yep. Also, I just completely screwed up my splits, so that was fun. Luckily, I have the undo key set up, so I can just save it.
Nice.
Basically, I just put like few splits, but then it didn't save the settings, so it was still on my settings with like a lot more splits, so it was constantly splitting.
I didn't notice anything, but I didn't pay that much attention to your timer. But I don't think we saw anything.
Oh, for sure there was. My timer was like finished a couple of times because the splits were going by.
So your time is inaccurate.
Yeah, clearly.
It's an illegal run.
One disqualified.
Oh no. We were joking that neither you or LusTher did Impatient Throw into the Lord of Doors cutscene.
Yeah, we'll have to do a rerun of that.
Yeah,
it's not verifiable.
I've got to tell you now. You guys got to do this again.
Race number 2.
Exactly. We can't be having that. I did enjoy your cam lock in the Lord of Doors fight though, while just waiting for the cycle. You did a cam lock and during the Lord of Doors fight, you cam locked and then were just rolling around with
Oh,
with the
it's not.
animation lock.
It's not cam lock. It's a spell stance. But yeah,
Ah, okay, cool.
this thing right here. It looks
Yes,
so
I guess
nice.
they do look the same, I guess, don't they? Just the camera doesn't lock on it.
I mean, in cam lock you don't get the weapon like active like this.
Oh,
Right.
really? Okay, right. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
It's funny how like this is literally just cam lock but with shoot. Yet I discovered this like way earlier than cam lock was discovered.
I think I remember the speed tech post actually when you found it,
Yeah.
and then like a little while later, suddenly it was camera. And it was unbelievably similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's see if LusTher can get it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gets hit there, so can't. Doesn't have enough time. Might have had enough time, but it would have been very tight, and just taking the save quit to probably the safer option. Yeah, no, Igloo. Most of the new stuff will be in the Discord. It's the new stuff is very new. We're talking like the newest thing happened like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Which has been like a big reroute to the speedrun. It saves quite a lot of time, so it's all very fresh and new. Everything is in the Discord, which you'd be very welcome to join, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff going on, and GG's to LusTher for
GG.
getting the quick kill there.
GG, LusTher.
GG's.
What a shit show.
You did it. You did it. You got first try early over 3.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only thing I didn't miss.
Well, GG's to you both. That was a good race.
GG.
Definitely, it was.
Yeah, good to see 2 different routes go up against each other as well. That's always kind of like there was one point where we just had no idea who was ahead. We were like,
Oh,
there's no way of us telling right now.
yeah, I guess.
So, do you have anything to say?
Not really. Fun race. Waiting for the next one.
Okay, next up we will have LusTher against Dinohead. So we will make a short intermission and we'll be back soon.